Arsenal have gone ahead to play their last friendly ahead of the resume of the season, or the Premier League season, as they are playing West Ham on the 27th of this month, and that's going to be a Monday. Obviously, we are going to let you know what players played, who really came off for the other, who are the substitutes, and obviously we are going to get into a Martinelli story that is really so much enticing for Arsenal. New deal, he has agreed a new deal with Arsenal. Almost his salary has been multiplied by, is it how many times? 5 times, 5, 6, 7 times to a new huge salary that he's earning at Arsenal. To see to it them, they beat off the competition from teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and very many other teams, Liverpool, that we are interested in him. Then Nazario Darima has come out and said something that you need to go on and really watch in here on this channel as far as Martinelli is concerned. And last, we're going to let you know the absentees of Arsenal in the fixture of Luton Town that happened today at the London Colony. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. Rokani David is my channel, and obviously don't forget to subscribe because we are soon hitting 9,000 subscribers. So if at all you're watching us for the very first time and you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And how does that happen? After subscribing, hit the notification bell that enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Now, Arsenal have held a goalless draw with Luton Town today at London Colney, and in goal there was Ramsdale, White, Rob Hall. In goal was Holding, not really. In goal was Ramsdale. Ben White was playing as a right back. Holding and Gabriel Magalhaes playing as a central defenders. Cedric Soares played as a left back. Then Thomas Partey and Xhaka played the double pivot. Odegaard played as a central attack midfielder. Saka came in through and played as a right attacking midfielder. Martinelli, left attacking midfielder. And Eddie Nketiah led the line for a team which goes by names of Arsenal. Now, later, Matt Turner came in for Ramsdale. Sousa came in for Ben White. Foran came in for Magalhaes. Cedric played 90 minutes. Then Lokonga came in for Thomas Partey. Elneny came in for Xhaka. Koz Dobry came in for Odegaard. Vieira Pablo came in for Saka. Marquinhos came in for Martinelli. Sirajan came in for Nketiah. And Sergio was the unused substitute in this game of football. But it comes in a very, very good time when you see the likes of Martinelli and Saka joining the team of Arsenal. Remember, in the squad that played Juventus and Arsenal lost to Juventus by 2-0, Martinelli and Saka never played part, but this time around they came in through, though their efforts were not really so much felt by scoring goals, but they were really putting in crosses and really cutting in inside to see to it that they go on and find goals. But it will be very worrying that Arsenal never really went ahead to find a goal when they are playing a team called Luton Town, because it plays, I think it's playing the championship, that's it. So if they are playing the championship, you expect Arsenal to go all out and at least have goals. And it shows you the importance of Gabriel Jesus in the Arsenal team. I told you, his importance is simple. The movements he makes create spaces for Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard to go on and really hit the enemy on either sides, the left, right, and center. But Eddie Nketiah is a different striker, or a different breed of striker from Gabriel Jesus. That's why you saw to it that in these games they played against Juventus, no goal was scored. Even in the game they played against Luton Town, no goal was scored by Arsenal. So the only thing Arsenal has kept good today is a clean sheet, because they had not kept a clean sheet in that game of Juventus. That's the positive you can register. The other positive is Martinelli and Saka coming in and really getting some minutes, meaning that they are fresh to play against West Ham on Monday. That is the 26th of December. And what else? I see no other positive. I think the third positive is that almost the entire team play together today, and I think the only inclusions are going to be William Saliba. I think when he returns on Sunday, I think we'll be ready to go on and play on Monday when Arsenal is playing West Ham. I don't think Mikel Arteta will risk himself and player holding alongside Gabriel Magalhaes in that game of football. I doubt he will go on and do it, because he would have exposed himself to conceding goals, because West Ham have the likes of Skamaka and Antonio. You know the right of Gerard Bowen, Benrahma, that Algerian. They also have Declan Rice. So you cannot come out and put Rob Holding in your team that is going to play against a team known as West Ham. So that's what happened in the game of football. But the good thing is that Martinelli and Bukayo Saka really played a very huge part. But we are having some stories that coming in through from Arsenal on those players that didn't play the game of football today. First and foremost, you all know Gabriel Jesus is out. You know he's out for him. He's going to return on the 25th of February, towards the end of that month. Then we've been told by Ryan Taylor Sport, he's a sports journalist at Daily Express. He has told us that just on notable absentees from behind closed doors friendly with Luton Town, Alexander Zinchenko, slight calf. Reece Nelson, hamstring from Juventus defeat. Then Takahiro Tomiyasu and Kien Tierney both were arrested. Oh. For Kien Tierney, if I was arrested, that's the good story, because if he was arrested because of him being injured again, that wouldn't have been good news to the ears of Arsenal fans all over the world, because him and Tomiyasu are the suitable candidates to go on and play as left backs. But I believe the manager arrested them in this game not to risk them, because if any of those got an injury, that means he would go for Cedric Soares to play as a left back, as Arsenal played West Ham. Yet West Ham have that right attacking midfielder who would face their left back in the names of Gerard Bowen, who is really deadly, and you wouldn't like Cedric Soares to play as a left back when Arsenal is going ahead to play West Ham, because Gerard Bowen is really a threat and obviously opens up that side to put them to the next level and create very many chances and scoring in very many goals for West Ham. Then Reece Nelson, for him, he got a hamstring versus Juventus. But the biggest discussion I want us to hold is on Alexander Zinchenko, still light calf injury. I believe if I were Zinchenko, I would have gone in for surgery. Why? He's been suffering from this same injury ever since he came in at Arsenal. He played, I think, 4 games, and then he got injured. He never went to surgery. He went for rehabilitation, scans, and some bit of treatment. He returned the game. Manchester United played 1. He didn't return, and obviously, I think he came in through when, I think even the game when they returned and played Brentford, he never really played. So he has not been playing games of football, and it's worrying for me, for a player that obviously gives Arsenal great skill and knowledge as far as the attack is concerned, because he last played in the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers. He played very well, and the reason as to why you're supposed to go on and get worried, you ask yourself, when did he injure himself again? Because he never played in the game of Lyon in Dubai. AC Milan, he never played in the game of Juventus at Old Trafford. He has not played today in the game of Luton Town. Now, what comes in your mind? What crosses your mind when you hear such news? If you're an Arsenal fan, worry only. But the good thing is that there are options. And I saw Kien Tierney play against Juventus very well, and AC Milan, the way he advances or exposes himself or submits himself into the half spaces has really gone ahead to change. And I believe he's almost going to go on the blueprint of Zinchenko, and I believe he might be a very suitable character to go on and defend Gerard Bowen in that game against West Ham. And I believe that's why the manager has gone ahead to rest him. So those were the results that Arsenal got. Disappointing. They never scored a goal in any of their past 2 games. But obviously, I think Mikel Arteta would expect his team to explode when they are playing West Ham at Emirates on Monday, that is the 27th, because that will be one of the games to see whether Nketiah can explode. That's it. So let's wait and see what's going to happen in those games. But let's get to Gabriel Martinelli, and as we get into Gabriel Martinelli, let me show you a pic coming in from London Conley as Martinelli was facing a team called Luton Town. That is Gabriel Martinelli returning back to Arsenal team. But that is not the good news. The good news is here that Gabriel Martinelli has gone ahead to agree a contract with Arsenal, and it was reported yesterday by Sammy Mockball. He's a chief reporter for the Daily Mail. He told us that Arsenal are close to agreeing a new contract with Gabriel Martinelli that will see the Brazilian international become one of the club's top earners. Sources have indicated that Gabriel Martinelli's new contract will be in region of £200,000 per week. That is Sammy McBall. And then after that, he confirmed to us that Gabriel Martinelli has now decided he wants to pen an extension with Arsenal. He said to be very happy in London and informed his advisors that it was his priority to stay with Arsenal despite growing interest from rival clubs or rival European clubs. And talking about rival English clubs, there comes Liverpool. The manager of Liverpool has come out in broad daylight, that is Jurgen Klopp, and confirmed to the media that he would love to see Martinelli play for Liverpool. He loves the way he plays, he loves his intensity and obviously his physicality and how he takes every game serious in the 90 minutes he's given in that shirt of Arsenal. The other team that was interested in Gabriel Martinelli was Barcelona. The other one was, is it PSG? The likes of Man City, they are all eyeing for a Gabriel Martinelli signature. But right now, Martinelli has penned down to a new contract. He's going to pen down to a new contract. I believe it's going to be an extension for like 3-4 years. That means he'll be at Arsenal until 2028. That is it, because his contract is left with like 1.5 years or 2 years. But if at all he puts pen to paper, obviously his contract would have extended until 2028. And this is what Arsenal is supposed to do, because if you tie Saka on a contract of more 4 years, Saliba the same, Martinelli the same, Jesus is here until 2027. You get? That means you have really put out a team that is going to be together for a very, very long time. And with that spell they're going to spend at Arsenal, they cannot fail to win new trophies. And secondly, even if Arsenal has plans of really selling Martinelli later, because these players coming in from Latin America always fancy Real Madrid and Barcelona to be their destinations. And if at all they come in through, it's hard for them to resist it. But I think the agent of Martinelli has gone ahead to go on and do the wise thing by accepting this deal, because if at all he plays for the next 3 years, he would have matured and obviously his price will be up there, meaning that Arsenal can get some good money out of him, close to £100 million from the player, if at all Barcelona or Real Madrid are really going to come in for him. So I was still telling about Arsenal. Because when you tie Martinelli on a long contract, even if you want to sell him, you'll get a lot of money from him. Secondly, you won't lose him out for free, and that risk is going to come to an end. Now, Arsenal is left with two players that they're supposed to settle their future. That is Bukayo Saka, who really had a very exciting World Cup, and Man City is really eyeing to sign him, and Liverpool. The other player is William Saliba, who went at the World Cup and played only 45 minutes. And obviously it played in favor of Arsenal if you support Arsenal and you never knew, because if I told this guy went out at the World Cup and had a very good World Cup and played all those games, then he would have come back with a lot of requests or demands in his new contract. He would go in and say, I want £250,000 a week or £300,000 a week. Reason being, his agent will be having them on his table. That's it. So I believe it's a blessing for Arsenal for Saliba not to take part in the World Cup as he really thought, because if he really had a very fantastic World Cup and played up to the final for France, it would have really made it hard for him to agree a deal that Arsenal has tabled for him and his agent. Remember, when Arsenal was going close to flying to USA, these players had to go on and really report, and Saliba reported, and by the time he reported, we got a story from close sources at Arsenal that this guy is negotiating a contract with Arsenal. Those are how many months from now? Now those are 5 months, meaning that he has his demands, and he thought that he would go on and tear it out of the World Cup to come in and really foster his demands to Arsenal, but obviously that didn't go the way he wanted, and Arsenal have gone ahead to really be in a relaxed position that they are still in possession of the player, but he'll be left with 1 year on his contract by the summer of next year, and Arsenal are really working hard to really keep him as their player. But those two players are the ones that Arsenal should go on and sort as far as their contract situations are concerned. Now, after that, we are having a story coming in from Ronaldo Nazario Dalima on Gabriel Martinelli. I said he's definitely a great asset. Is developing wonderfully at Arsenal and showed his potential in the group stage in Qatar with Brazil. He will certainly stand out in the 2026 World Cup. I believe Martinelli is a player that is going to take the game to Vinicius Jr. at a different pace altogether. Vinicius, by the time we reach 2026, will be having a serious threat from Gabriel Martinelli. Do you know why? Vinicius Jr. is rated a lot because he plays in the Champions League, and Martinelli has never gotten a chance to play in the Champions League. With the way Arsenal are playing right now, you know they're going to win the Champions League because they're on top of the table with 5 points, and don't expect a very huge drop off even if they don't win the trophy. But I'm 100% sure they'll go on and qualify for the Champions League. If at all he takes his performances from the Premier League to the Champions League, there's going to be a problem for the next coach of Brazil on who is going to go on and choose, because Martinelli, I believe, if at all he says to in Arsenal very well, he's going to score many goals. He's going to be scoring more goals than Vinicius, and that is going to pile pressure on the new manager of Brazil, whom we've not yet known, after Tite really stood down to see to it that he is spoiled for choice on who to start or not to start. But talking of his development, it's really wonderful at Arsenal. That's why it is great and wise for him to sign this contract, because Mateta has trusted him ever since he came in through in 2020 January. Though he never really gave him ball immediately, he had to really give him some time. But after the game of Newcastle last season, when Bukayo Saka got an injury and he came on through and scored a very good goal against Newcastle, after that chip from Tomiyasu, obviously he never stepped back. So if the manager has trusted you like that, then you have to go on and reciprocate the trust by signing a contract, because he's willing to develop you and take you to the levels that he thinks you are at. And this story has been brought to us by Apostagolos. I think they're coming from Brazil, obviously, as far as Gabriel Martinelli is concerned. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. Go into the comment section. Tell me what are your thoughts on Arsenal 1, on Arsenal 0, Luton Town 0. Then Gabriel Martinelli, new deal of £200,000 a week. Do you think he's worth it? Don't you think Arsenal has gone past their wage structure? All that into the comment section. Rokani David is my name. Rokani Media Football is the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Second video of the day, we are jetting into what we call the Carabao Cup. Obviously, there is Charlton. I think Nottingham is playing. Brighton is playing, and Manchester United. So let's wait and see what the results are really going to be like as we wait for the biggest game tomorrow of Liverpool versus Man City, a game that I've already previewed on this channel. It's the first video I uploaded on this channel about those two teams. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. Rokani David loves you, and thank you for watching in. I'm out.